Okay, I come. Yo, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? They can't hear me. It seems some of our guests, I can't hear them clearly. So let me sort that out and come back onto the stream. It seems some of our guests, I can't hear them clearly. So let Okay, so welcome to the channel. Welcome to today's live stream. Welcome to today's live stream. And we are going to talk about the Ghana Black Stars. We're going to talk about the Ghana Black Stars. As I advertised for you on my last video, we're going to have an interesting discussion. Hopefully we can involve more people. First off, let me just run you through how things will go today. And there's a lot I want us to talk about, and hopefully we can do it in the next hour or two. Today is a chance for the viewers and subscribers as well to air their opinions. You let the officials of the Black Stars and whoever watches this know what you feel and how you want the Black Stars team to run. I have some few YouTubers among me. Sports Updates Ghana. Osikeni TV will join us as well. He's having an issue with his machine. He is restarting it. You sort everything out and join us as well. I'm seeing a lot of you back here on the channel. If the sound is okay, let me know and confirm that for me in the chat. Let me confirm that. Is the sound good? Is the sound good? All right. I'm seeing some nods in the video side. Let me know. Yeah, don't think. Okay. I think you guys can hear me clearly. So let me add sports update to the stream. Sports update, you are live now. So let's start off.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure. So welcome to this stream. We're going to talk about the Black Stars, our beloved Black Stars, and to the and Hearts of Folk fans. Let me just brush on that. Interesting game. What were your thoughts on it? The Kotoko Hearts of Folk game. I think some officiating issues were there as well, which we all had an issue with. But today's program,
the officiating
was somewhere. We're going to talk about the Black Stars.
Yeah, the officiating, Charlie.
So Black Stars, what we talk about is first of all the review of the game versus Brazil. Thomas Partey, we just heard that recently he will not be available for the Nicaragua game. Who do you think can replace him? I'm hearing Ghana is pursuing other players as well. What do you think about that? And who impressed you versus Brazil?
Wow.
No, wait. I'm running through what we'll discuss. I'm running through what we'll discuss first, then we go into.
Okay.
This is for everyone who would like to join the stream and voice their opinion. How do we get more goals? Because goal scoring is an issue for Ghana. Also, what we'll touch on. But first, let's start off a review of the Brazil game. Your thoughts on it? Sports Update Ghana.
First of all, I think the game against Brazil, whoever set up the match, I give a kudos to whoever set that match because it was a very good game to test our Black Stars, especially coming into this game on the back of number of games that we've played, especially from the AFCON where people lost hope in the Black Stars. Coach Utuado came into the scene and was able to qualify Ghana to the World Cup. But so far, he has won one game, so we needed a good test, and Brazil gave us a good test. And I must say, it tells you that we have a lot of work to do in every department of the team, taking into consideration the goalkeeper in defense, which looks like a 70% complete thing when we talk about our defense. But midfield, well, the coach is a little bit undecided, and in attack, oh my goodness, attack was a mess. It was like watching AFCON 2021. I don't remember the agony we went through that particular tournament, but generally, I think some players stood tall among the list of players who we thought did not do well in the game. Prominent among them was the partnership between Jiku and Amati. It wasn't all that bad, I must say, because they were up to the task, except for the unfortunate goals that we considered. When you take a look at our midfield, there was a little bit of discomfort between the partnership of Kudus and Baba Idrisu, and they were not making the attack flow. That double pivot thing was not making it very, very fluid for the attack, and that was where I think we struggled. But generally, I think it was a good test, and unfortunately, we made Richarlison score 2 goals. I've been saying this thing that the 2 goals that Richarlison scored against the Black Stars is what pains me the most, because even the great Ronaldo did not score 2 goals against Ulele Kissing.
Okay, thank you, Sports Updates. I think we'll add Osikeni TV to the stream right now. Osikeni, welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Your review of the Brazil game, and who impressed you? Quickly.
Okay, first of all, I'll say a big thank you to you yourself, the biggest YouTube sports channel in Ghana. I am really honored to be here, and I appreciate all of you. Sports updates, kudos, Charlie. I hear you all. So as my brother said, yes, the game is a good test for us. Even though we lost, yes, but I think it's a good loss. Especially if you look at the second half, I think Ghana did very well. That is the only encouragement we can take from the game. But the first half, we could have, considered like 5 or 6 goals if care was not taken, or if luck was not on our side. I think considering 3 goals, we were even lucky, even though, yeah, because our performance was very, very shambolic. Now, I'll only take some positives from one, our defending. The way we set up in the second half made it very difficult for the Brazilians to penetrate. And I think that's the best thing to do, because you cannot go in against Brazil. Like myself, I didn't fathom it. People were saying that maybe the coach wanted to, because there were scouts there. So he wanted. So if there were scouts there, you want to concede 5 goals in first half or 6 goals in first half. No, like I can't just understand it. Because they were scouted, so then the question will be, what about the second half? So the scout, they didn't see the second half. Because like, I don't know. We all know that there are some teams in the world, their system of play, we all know it. But to beat them is very difficult. We all know how Liverpool plays. We all know how Man City plays. We all know how Barcelona plays. But to beat them is a problem. Yeah. Because their system, they've worked around it and they are perfecting it. This is the national team. You don't have time to prepare for matches. You can only get 3-4 days of training session and you are going to play a match. So why don't you go in with the same approach continuously, so that you master it? He was just twisting things and I didn't understand it. So I think, one, we've all seen that we are now getting the defense line in shape. The midfield, he spoke about, that is Summit. He said he invited him the last time. He wanted to put him on a reserve list. The player didn't want to. I think those things must be ironed out. Players' issues, we all know players. There are some good players that you really fight for them before you get them. Look at Mohamed Salisu, the way we sweat over that player. But he came in, he gave us a super performance, and every Ghanaian is now quiet. Those who were saying that the players who qualified us, we should use them for the World Cup, they are now quiet. Because if you look at that first half performance and you compare to when Salisu came on, nothing will tell you that we still need more quality in our team.
Yeah.
I've already said it. We should put in the same effort we put in to get Salisu, to get Jeffrey Schlupp in the team. Schlupp can play as a defensive midfielder.
Yep.
He can play as a left back. He can play as a left winger. He has the quality. So why don't we do that? The attacking phase, I think Iñaki came in to give us some hope. But we still get some work to do. How do we like the transition from midfield to attack is a problem. When the midfielders get the ball, they don't know what to do. Always playing three midfielders who holds onto the ball for a very long time, you are doing no good to your team. If you have Iñaki in front and you are playing Dede Ayew, Kudus, you are doing no good to your team. That is a fact. Not that we don't like Dede, not that we don't like Kudus. The thing is, anytime Kudus get the ball, he really holds on to the ball. He holds on to the ball for average 20 seconds in the game. If you check the average, he will really hold on to the ball. Dede Ayew, when he get the ball, he will really hold on to the ball 10 before he release. Now, if you look at Iñaki Williams, he's that striker who has the positional sense, who has the pace. So why don't you play midfielders who has the eye for picking passes, penetrative passes? Immediately Iñaki starts running, the person will put the ball in front of him and he's going to lash onto the wall. But always playing two midfielders who will always be holding on to the ball is going to do no good to us. We are not the best team in the world to be playing tiki-taka. Anytime I watch their training session, sometimes I feel bad. We have to get a strategy that we will use to score goals. We cannot be passing like the Germany and the Brazilian team. It is going to worry us. So I think we have some few positives we pick out of this game, but we all saw the negatives, and that is the most important thing. This is what I would say for the first part of my submission.
Okay. So before Manuel comes in, Manuel TV Sports, before you come in, those joining the stream, viewers will have the chance to join the stream. Some are asking for the link to join and voice their opinion. I will send the link again in the comments here. Let's get our panel's thoughts. Then we go to the fans first. I think by 7:30, I'll start with some of the fans who are already in the waiting room of the studio. So, Manuel, your review of the Brazil game, your thoughts and everything.
Sir, I can't hear you all.
Can you hear me?
No, please.
How do you respond then?
How did you
It seems your
respond?
network is distorted. It seems you're having a distorted network.
Oh,
Oh,
No, we are hearing him. Maybe it's from your end.
oh, your thoughts on the game, Brazil game, the review of the game, and what's the way forward for us?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I'm very much grateful for the opportunity given to me on this, arguably the best sports YouTube channel in Ghana.
Best.
Before I start, I have to extend my warmest greetings to the fans of Manuel TV Sports Channel, to my lovely and cherished hardworking chief editor. I can't go anywhere without mentioning his name, Emmanuel Kwame Esiedu, and to Joseph and Osikeni. I'm much grateful for all your efforts on Sahara Football's updates. All right. Well, to start with is I'm the type who normally do follow pre-match conference. Before the game, what is happening? What is the tactical view of the coaches? What are they going to put on board? And how are they going to display their tactics? I hope you can hear me, Sarah.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. We cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I just look at the prior tactical analysis of the coaches before I look at what is going to happen. Okay. So going into the game against Brazil, Otto Addo came out saying three things, and I quote, I'm coming to quote them exactly what he said, not paraphrasing. Yes. He said his selection will be based on how he's going to play against Brazil. And the players that is going to play against, that is the Brazilians, and what is looking out for in the game. So going into the game, I was thinking that, if Otto Addo, and he centered it on the performance of the players at their various club levels. So going into the game, I thought, then Otto Addo is going out with a squad that I think it might help Ghana. At least if you are not going to win, we are going to just maybe draw or get a good scoreline. Exactly what he said, not paraphrasing. Yes. Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So going into the game, I thought, maybe looking at the game, I came out with an analysis that, there should be a battle between maybe Tariq Lamptey, Dennis Odoi, or Vinicius Jr. at the flank. So I called it the flank battle. The one who takes it is the one going to win the game, or at least you get a good score line. And I came into the middle with Thomas Partey and Casemiro. And unfortunately, Thomas Partey got injured and he didn't play the game at all. And I went in for the coaches' tactics, as in Tite and Otuado. So whoever tactics works, then the person is going to win the game, or at least going to get a good score line. Yeah. And when I saw the lineup, I shivered and I said, hey, this time around, going to play Afinijan against Thiago Silva, Elder Militao, Alex Telles, and Marquinhos. It will be very difficult. He has played, I think, only 21 minutes since he joined that new club. And how can he even just deliver? So I was just driven and said, let's look up to the tactics of the coach. Maybe it might work.
In my team,
and unfortunately, it didn't work. So I was quite disappointed. Proud to what Otuado said during the pre-match conference. He just went contrary to what he said. I hope you get me.
Yeah.
So most Ghanaians were disappointed based on the lineup, but we got some hope during the things might be better. Looking at the second half, going into the Nicaragua's game, we might get a better scoreline this time around. Because looking at our defense, okay, let me start from the goalkeeping department. I want to tackle all angles for them to know that this was what some of us were expecting. Looking at the goalkeeping department, I will rate Jojo Lacoste to be maybe 5 out of 10. He made certain saves that I think it was okay, but he should be very commanding in the goalpost.
Yeah.
Jojo Lacoste should be very commanding in the goalpost. And he should be very alert when he's going for ball. He should be saying, maybe when I'm going for the ball, I'm going for the ball. It shouldn't be like, he'll be shaving and those stuffs. And it's like when you find shaving in the post, the defenders will just be on you, that you are the cause of the goals or whatever it is. But you can see that Daniel Amate wasn't playing any better ball, but he was against Jojo Lacoste. You should do this, you should do this, and that stuff. It didn't help at all. So the goalkeeping trainer, as in Richard Olelekens, he was a good goalkeeper, fantastic goalkeeper during this era. And this time around, he should train them how to keep the post, how to get a composure in the post, and how to deal with the opponents.
Yeah.
That is my problem. We can't go to the World Cup because we are going to meet goalkeepers like Pedro Santos Patricio. We are going to meet South Korea's goalkeeper. I've forgotten about his name. Is it Jong Hwan Woo, that goalkeeper? And you guys are also coming with super fantastic goalkeepers. Like Moslera, Fernando Moslera. They are coming with Sebastian Sosa. They are coming with another goalkeeper who is very superb. Sergio, certain name, Sergio something. Yeah, I forgot his name. He's also a good goalkeeper. And looking at even our bench, I don't know. We can't even trust them. We can't trust Richard Ofoyi. We can't trust what about the other goalkeeper, Manaf Nuruddin. I think he displayed better against Chile. So we think he might be a good option for Jojo Lacoste. And going into the defense, I think this time around, when Otuado is going into a game, he should look at his defenders very, very, very well. Looking at the likes of Daniel Amate, his long balls as a central defender, your long balls should work. Your long balls should work. So I think this time around, if he's going to play 3 backs, then it should be like, he should try Stefan Ambrosius, Salisu Mohammed, and Alexander Jiku at the back so that they can try very hard. And Dennis Odoi too, because
Vinicius
the other day, I was very worried. Yeah,
Vinicius
I was very worried about his play that last time. Yeah, now let me come to the midfielders. Now, I would think this guy, the day you played very well. It's quite okay. He played very well and it's okay. And looking at Baba Idrisu, not. Me, I just pinpoint certain things. I'm not going to be what people are going to say against me. I just go straight to the point. Baba Idrisu didn't play at all. I think as a player, you know that maybe you are not going to start, but you should get prepared.
Yeah.
People will be attributing it to the fact that maybe it was Thomas Partey. That is why he didn't get prepared and the whole lot. But you should get prepared as a player. You should get prepared.
Ever be ready. Ever ready.
Yes, ever ready for the game. And look at the kind of play he did on the field of play. It was very, very appalling. Very, very, very appalling. And the attacking system too, Afinyajan can't fit. He can't fit.
Yeah.
He should just sit down and steady them. So I think this time around, when he's going to the game, he should play Inaki Williams. We just want to see the full time of Inaki Williams on the field of play, so that we can also know, so that we can know what to say about him. Whether he's a Inaki Williams that you are expecting or whoever he is, then you know what to do. So I'll just end here. You continue with Osikeni and Joe so that you continue. Okay. When you give me the platform, I can talk the whole day.
Okay, so before we continue, some of you are trying to join, but you are complaining about not being able to join. At the moment, only 12 people can enter the studio at the moment. So I will add you to the stream at 7:30. We'll start. When one person finishes, then I allow another person to enter. So we'll be running it like a shift system, and we'll be doing it like that night. 7:30, the fans will have their opinion. But before that time, let me get your opinion on some topics across board. To all you guys, Thomas Partey, he's getting injured. He's gotten injured again. Arsenal, I don't know whether it's Arsenal that is pushing some agenda, and they want their players. It was Tomiyasu. Brazil didn't call any of their Arsenal players. So many things. It's like Arsenal is trying to preserve their players for the league. Who should we call to replace Thomas Partey? Who is a realistic replacement for Thomas Partey? Because there has to be a plan B for him. And let me add this one too. Of our 3 goalkeepers currently, who deserves to play in post? So those 2 ones, replacement for Thomas Partey and who deserves to play in post before the fans join us at 7:30. Osikeni start.
Okay. Now, I'm one person that I was advocating for Partey not to even be called at all. You see, this is the player who has always been getting injury in Arsenal. And now he just returned from injury. Arsenal played him against Brentford, and you are calling him for the national team. One, the player will not give his all. We should note it. This is just a friendly game. Even if Partey played, he won't give his all. And playing Partey alone as the DM against Casemiro, against Lucas Paqueta, against Neymar, against Vinicius, who can also run into his area, he won't play. See, I know he won't play. Like it is something which is real. If he played, we will not see Partey in the game because this is a friendly, and he will not. You see, Arsenal right now want to play at least top 4 or win the league, and definitely they are going to pollute the player. And me too. I also have something. Partey has an issue. Had he traveled to Spain, anything can come out again, and Arsenal is trying to make that issue die off. So I knew that those answers will happen. I was telling people, see, Partey will not go to Spain. Now, we should understand. We shouldn't be angry with the player saying this and that. That issue must die off. Because that issue happened there. And had he gone there, anything can happen. So I know that this one can be a sort of a setup or something like that for him to return. Because I saw a video of him going back and as he was walking, you could see his face. Yes, everything shows that Partey is fine. In fact, Partey will play in the next.
I don't think
he will play in the next EPL game. He will play in the next EPL game. And Partey's injury that has been worrying him is the thigh injury, and this time around it was the knee. So we should just understand that, Charlie, it is just the thing has happened. Partey's replacements, for me, yes, we can replace him, but we should get someone who can competently play that position. And now we are in September, October, November, World Cup. This is not time for people who say Matra Makwe. This is not time to try people. We are now going to try someone there. No. Yes, we should get players who can play. We should get players who can play. See, the national team is not for anybody. Whatever the player has done, let's go and bring him. We should go and bring Jeffrey Shaw. And to me, I'm one if I was Otto Addo, I would have tried Dennis Odoi as the DM. Dennis has been playing for Club Brugge in that position in the league. Try Dennis Odoi. Go to the extent to bring in Jeffrey Schropp. Try those two there. I know Samed is there. I know Alfred Duncan is there. But this is not time to me, as I said, Matramakwe. Dennis Odoi is fantastic right back. But going against ringers who are very sharp. Imagine you are playing against Korea and you have Son on him. And maybe you do not play three back. You are playing. Yes, you see. So play Tariq at the right back position or right wing position. Then bring Dennis to the DM. On Tuesday, he should try Dennis there. If it doesn't work, we know that it did not work. He should try him there, pair him with another midfielder, and let's see what will happen. So to me, I'll go in any day with Jeffrey Schropp. In this season, he has been playing Crystal Palace. He has been playing in that position. So we should try and bring him, use him in that position.
So can you wrap up for me
yes,
to the goalkeepers?
Yes. Okay. So to the goalkeeping aspect. Yeah. Yes, we saw Wallacott, the first goal he considered. I think it is all his fault.
Yeah,
because as a goalkeeper, your timing should be one thing, which should be a basic thing that you should know. Coming forward without getting the ball is a disaster. So I think in the next game, the only goalkeeper who is here to play under this coach is Richard Ofori. So I think Tuesday rather he should fix him. Let's see what he can also do. We know of Manaf, and I think that is what I can talk about that.
Okay. Sports updates, replacements for Partey and goalkeeper who should start on Tuesday. Fast.
Replacement for Partey, I think it will be difficult. It will be difficult because Partey's accurate passes is very hard to get any player who gets at that pass that breaks the defensive ship or defensive line of our opponent, and Partey gives us that benefit. When it comes to the defending, it's very rare for Partey to get a yellow card. Then you think of who are you replacing Partey with? I think Baba Idrisu is too decent for me. You would say Wakasu. Oh my God, he played a game last 2 weeks. The next week he got a red card. I'm like, my goodness, you can't bring Wakasu to the World Cup. We are taking only 26 players to the World Cup. If you have like 3 DMs, Charlie, it will be very difficult. So then the goalkeeping department, I think we have to monitor the goalkeepers. If it's one local goalkeeper that you have to join with them, then fine. But for me, I think if I had the opportunity, I would have said that we should play more friendly matches, but it's unfortunate. So I think the coach must give Richard Ofori the opportunity, Manaf Nordin the opportunity as well. We've seen what Jojo Wallacott can do, but it all has to do with their relationship or their cohesion with their defensive, the center backs, so that they know how to play the game, and whenever there are set pieces, because we consider 2 goals through set pieces. So yeah, I think that for Partey's replacement it will be hard, but for the goalkeepers, it's up to the coach to make sure he gives other goalkeepers the chance to, so that he knows what he's taking to the World Cup, just as he did in one friendly match that we played where he brought on Lawrence Atizigi to start second half, then he brought on Manaf Nordin. I think he should try this one against Nicaragua as well.
Okay, Manuel, quick one. Snap.
Yes.
Replacement for Partey.
Thomas Partey.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. It's very clear.
Oh, okay. For Thomas Partey's replacements, I think we should look out for a player who is very good at being a good central midfielder and defensive midfielder. And I will opt for Salis. Is it Salis? Salis
Abdul Samed.
He plays for Lens.
Yeah,
Abdul. Yeah, Salis. He's a very good guy. I will opt for that guy.
Okay.
For Thomas Partey's replacement. And for the goalkeeping department, I've talked a lot about it, and looking at it, I think this time around I have to go with Osikeni for he using Richard Ofori for the very first time under Coach Utuado.
Okay. And before the fans come in, we'll do a fan session right now.
I can hear you all.
Yeah. So thank you very much for your submission. But before the fans come in, let me say something about Salis Abdul Samed. Salis Abdul Samed told Coach Otuado that he does not want to be on the reserve list. We had a lot of injuries in June, so we invited him. but Samer did not want to be a reservist, so he wasn't on the list. I couldn't invite him, so he's the one who excludes himself from the list. So that's the situation with Salis Abdul Samed, and that is the issue with him joining the Ghana
Oh,
national team. So probably not the fault of Otuado. He feels he does not
For
want
me,
to be a
sometimes,
yeah.
for me, sometimes I believe that like the coaches shouldn't put this kind of stuff in the media because at the end of the day,
Sure.
you are
Yeah.
going to get a bad relationship between
With the
the
player,
player
and the
and the
player will
coach.
not
So
look good.
certain things, yeah. So now the player comes into the Black Stars and we start pointing figures at him and
That's
all
true.
that. It's bad.
All right, all right.
For me, I wouldn't
So
encourage
we'll
them.
do a fan session right now. I'll come back to my panel, but
yes.
a few of them are in the waiting room. Let me start with Noah. Noah, are you ready to make your submission? Let me add Noah to the stream. Welcome to Sahara Football. You
Thank you
introduce
so much.
yourself and make your submission.
My name is Noah Arthur, and
Okay.
I've been a fan of all of you guys. And
Sure.
it's a
Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Sure. So go ahead. Your thoughts on the game, everything. What do you want to say?
Um, I believe every Ghanaian will side with me when I say the lineup, we lost from the lineup. Because if you could see from how we set up, it was not going to be beneficial for us. I heard that Partey was injured before
Yeah.
we were going to play. But
Yeah.
even if Partey played, he would have been overwhelmed with the amount of midfielders that the Brazilians had. Partey would be overwhelmed. So
Yeah.
I believe Otuado should have started with two defensive midfielders because Idrissa Baba cannot link passes together. He's like
Yeah.
a typical defensive midfielder. So if Idrissa Baba was the holding midfielder and someone like Elisha Owusu, who's a better passer than Idrissa Baba, if he stayed in that position, I feel like Idrissa Baba would have been more comfortable in playing his role. And if I were to like go from each position, I would say the goalkeeping department
Yeah. That one especially.
found its weakest point. For me, the fundamentals of being a goalkeeper is the ability to be intimidating. A keeper has to have a presence that lets his defenders know that yes, we can trust this guy. Someone who can command them, someone who has the ability to give instructions, to be able to allow the defenders to be able to listen. But when you look at Wallacott, he doesn't really like give them any
Exude
instructions.
confidence.
No confidence. Whenever an opposition kicks a ball, I'm afraid because like it doesn't feel like Wallacott is up to the task. I like the guy, but like I feel like we should try with Chidofori. I feel like he has more
Right.
confidence in that position. Uh, left back, I don't really like Bavaraman. I don't I don't like Bavaraman. I think we should be with Gideon Mensah. I think Gideon Mensah is like a better option than Babaraman. I also believe we should play a three-back system with the inclusion of Salisu. I'm sure Ghanaians will no longer complain because we were all like angry at him for
Yeah.
disrespecting
Everyone
us.
is happy.
But now everyone has to be quiet after we saw his performance. So I think we should go with Salisu, Amate, and Jiku. I feel like that would be good, a three-back
Good for
system
them.
to allow the wing backs to progress forward and come back to
Right.
defend. So I feel
Okay.
like at the right should be Tariq Lamptey. Um, when we played Brazil, I do not think Odor was up for the task because Brazil has fast wingers that could like embarrass you as soon as they get the ball. And Odor isn't fast; his age is catching up to him. So I believe if we started with Tariq in the first half, he would have been able to match Vinicius and we would have been able to see something.
Something
But
better.
when we saw the lineup, it was not all that
Exactly.
convincing. And when we
All
go to the midfield, I do not understand what was the thought process in putting Andrayu in the midfield. Andrayu is not a midfielder, so I do not understand what Otuado was thinking when he put him there. And Kudus could not advance forward because he always had to track back. Because I feel like Ayu at that position was like a liability. Like I did not see Ayu's impact in the game when I was watching. And also, Idris Baba was not able to do what he could do because he had to like constantly be on Neymar, but he was always exposed. So I feel like we should play two holding
You
midfielders
hold on to
to
this.
help Idris Baba. Yeah,
Okay.
and the
Okay. So
attack.
let me get your final thoughts on striking. Let's end with striking because there are a lot of people waiting to also hear their views. So just end with the strikers for me. Yeah.
I think we should go with Inaki Williams and Antoine
Okay.
Semenyo. I feel like they should be our striking force.
Strikers. Okay.
I feel like they could complement each other. Yeah.
All right. Thank
Something
you,
like
Noah. Thank you. I'll remove you right now and add someone else. Thank you so much for
thank you very
letting
much.
us know your thoughts. Okay.
Thank you very
So I'll move to uh, Engineer Desmond, if I get that right. Engineer Desmond.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening,
Yeah.
Selassie.
Sure.
I hope you remember me.
Hey.
Okay, we
I
yeah.
remember you. I remember. I remember you. I
Yes.
remember you.
So
Okay, okay, okay. So quickly, let's make it 2 minutes because there are a lot more
okay,
people to
yes.
join. So
Yes.
your thoughts
So
on the game? What needs
I
to
mean
change?
greetings to all of you. I follow all of you. Manuel likes
Sure,
singing too
sure,
much. You should check that. Manuel sings too much.
sure.
This
Okay,
submission.
so quick
So
one.
okay,
2 minutes.
the
Two
general
minutes.
okay. General performance, there's this school of thought that I'm believing that I mean he put out those the first set because we all the whole Ghanaians were disappointed when we saw the first set. But you know, sometimes when you look at players, when they bring new people, even when the new manager comes and wants to play new people, the old people try to conspire, and we know there's politics in the Black Stars. So I mean,
Yeah.
I believe he played them so that they'll be exposed, and they were much exposed. So I mean, now when they bench you, you not complain because the whole Ghana will understand why. And we saw in the second half when they brought those new players. That is my
Mm,
thought. The second is goalkeeping. Goalkeeping, like they all say, goalkeeping should be commanding. Jojo Walacott is
yeah.
fantastic. I mean, I saw your video with him. It's fantastic, but it's not commanding. And the first goal, you could blame. Amate didn't play anything. They all stood down and they allowed Makinos to head the ball. But because they know they can always put pressure on Jojo Walacott so that we'll see him as the one that's not forcing, he started lambasting the guy, and the guy was quiet. But if you
Mm,
look at Rich Tofori, he has that commanding. And one of the basic thing in goalkeeping is you should be able to command. You should be able to arrange if you're back. And that's what Rich Tofori has in high against Jojo. So we can look at that one too. Then Dede and Kudus. You see, this three back thing, right now, Dede has been playing over 15 years. And it's like we are now forcing to put him there. If you see, he always loses his position with Kudus. They don't know they want to go. You see that?
mm,
You see, I saw something. Apia was banned 2010 because Milovan told him, "Hey, he's just catching up with you." So he was
yeah.
banned because Apia plays with the same position with Kodwa Samoa. But you
Yeah.
see, sometimes you have to move some people on and bring new people
Bring
in.
new
So
people in. Yeah.
they
So
bench Apia, and Apia used to come in to come and play. He's holding up. That's what helped us in 2010. But Dede wants to force. They have to put Dede in, and it's nullifying Kudus' effect in the Black Stars. You see, and the same to 2010, they bench Sule Muntari, who was a Scudetto winner, Champions League winner for you.
for
You
you,
see, so they have to check that. As we believe that Otuado does not have that
control.
command over the control over the players. Then
Yeah.
last, so and the three back will be what will help us. The three
That's
back
okay.
is the best. Then lastly, Thomas Partey. I mean, I started with Osekeni. You could see the shenanigans around him not.
Yeah.
And even if it's my player, I'll tell him not to play because you cannot go against Casemiro, who was see how he was being hard on our players. You
Yeah.
injure him again, and doesn't have you playing him as one pivot. Is so. You can try Dennis Odoi there. They can try Amate. Amate used to play DM in Anderlecht, if my memory serves me right. Then
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
play places in there. So you can, if you can't bring in new players, you can try these people in, or they should send people to talk to Jeffrey Schlupp. I mean, Alfred Duncan. Like, I mean, we need them. Because
We need them.
Partey,
We need them.
right now, lastly, right now, my
Your
I
two
have a
minutes are up.
nightmare.
Oh, people are
Okay,
waiting.
my nightmare is I just dream that if not take care, Partey will not make it to the
World Cup.
World Cup.
Let's
So
hope
we
that
should have
doesn't
a
happen.
background. Yes, we
Yeah,
should
we
have
need a
a
plan
background.
B. Thank you,
We are
Desmond. Thank you,
praying.
Desmond.
We are praying.
Thank you, Desmond. Next person is The Truth. That's the name on the, yes, the name on the profile. The Truth. If I got the name right, let me add you to the stream.
Hello, everybody.
For joining us. Thank
Good
you for joining
afternoon.
us.
I'm from the States here contacting you. I watch all of you. You do a good job. I'm not an expert, but a super fan. I've been to
Yeah.
AFCON 2008, AFCON in Equatorial Guinea, AFCON in Gabon, AFCON in Egypt, World Cup 2010, and I'll be in Qatar. And
Nice.
I watch all the matches when I get a chance. And I'm going to tell you something. The reality of the matter is I feel Dede is old, but he can score. So put him
Yeah.
up front. Put him up front. As simple as that. Let Inaki be on one wing. Let the gentleman who plays in Serbia, Uzman, play on the other wing. Put Kudus in the middle with Kofi Tre. Play the three backs, and you have your wing backs with Gideon and Mr. Lamte, and that's it. There's nothing to lose. I look at this team as getting prepared to win the AFCON. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm spending my money to go to Qatar, but I'm going there knowing that, look, if they make it out of the group, it's a blessing. Okay, I'm not I'm not expecting too much out of them, but I feel like let's develop a strong squad
Okay.
for the AFCON. That's what I really think should happen. And in fact, I agree with the fact that Ofori should be starting in goal. I mean, I think that's very obvious to everybody. I mean, I give Jojo Wildcat credit though for how he performed in Nigeria. For somebody who didn't grow up in Ghana and was under that pressure, he did a very good job. So I always give him his credit, but I don't think he's ready for what is about to come. Particularly with Portugal and Uruguay. But I think Ghana can pull off. I think Ghana can pull off a draw with Portugal and a draw with Uruguay. The question with Ghana, as usual, is sometimes play down to the level of the opponent. And that South Korea match is really the most important match because they really have to win that match, period, if they want to have any hope.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. All right. So Eric, you are next. Eric, get ready. I'll add you to the stream very soon. Hold on. Let me add you. Thank you for joining us, Eric. Let us flow with your opinions.
Yes. I've heard a lot of people talking about Waller Caution being number one, Ofori. Ofori's been in the game for a long time. He's been to a lot of AFCONs and he's gained that experience. But what I want to know is how many technical goalkeepers has Ghana got? And the answer is 0. When you play in Europe, you play against the most technical players. So you need a player who is technically aware of his position. You understand? It's not an easy to get someone who plays, with all due respect, a South African league. Top league is doing well there. I respect that. But it's not easy to get someone who's playing an African league to go into the World Cup to perform. It's about technique when you get to that level, that stage. On the game against Brazil, yes, he made a mistake. But the defenders, I thought, in my opinion, were panicking at the beginning. Because we played against Brazil. I think all the back four was panicking a little bit at that time. Okay. If Ghana's going to go with 3 at the back, which will look comfortable with the 3 at the back, Amate, Juku, Salisu is a must. But we need a holding midfielder, a disciplined holding midfielder in the middle, which is Elisha Owusu. He has to sit in that midfield. And for a right back, boy, I wouldn't take personally a 33-year-old or 32-year-old to a World Cup. We all saw what happened. He got roasted on our right back. So either you play Lamte or you bring Leroy Owusu. guys, you there? Leroy Owusu from Holland League. Yeah, he's quick, strong, aggressive, good cross of the ball, fantastic technique. At the left back, well, you have to put Baba Rahman. Gideon is good at going forward, but Gideon again, he got good technique going forward, attacking, but he get caught out of position. He needs to improve on it, the defending side of his game. And I'll go for Kudus and Dede Ayu. Dede, pure experience, class. You can't beat that. You need someone with experience in the World Cup, playing, starting. Someone that could calm the players down. I'll put for Kudus and Dede just behind the striker. So in the middle, allowed the right backs to attack and left back to attack as wingers. Yeah. And then up front, I'll have Semenyo and I'll have Naki William. You got pace, power, aggressive. That will trouble any defenders. So if we're going to go for three at the back, we don't need Sulemana at that time. Kofi Tre could always come and replace Kudus. If we go two goals up, Pate could come and sit in. Yeah, because look, Pate, fantastic player. If we want to win a game, you need people who are disciplined in that midfield. You need someone that hold with technical ability, which is Elisha Owusu. Kudus, Dede Ayu. Dede will track back. Kudus, I saw in the Brazil game, was tracking back, going forward, making tackles. So that is my team. Amate, Juku, Salisu. Leroy Owusu, Lamte, right back. Elisha Owusu, the holding midfielder, discipline. At left back, I go for Baba Rahman.
All right.
Just in case we don't get caught. Kudus, Dede sitting just behind the front strikers, Semenyo and Inaki Williams.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Okay. Move on to my next person here.
Great,
Immediately voice your opinions, the fans. Just leave the room so that someone else can join because it's a bit full here. I'll go and now let me tell you the next person that'll come. Al Odro. Al Odro is next. Yeah, and the next person will be Ras Moral. So Ras Moral, get your points ready. You are next after Al Odro. Go.
Hey guys, I'm a big fan of your channels. My name is Bro Taco on YouTube. I'm sure you guys have seen some of my comments on your opinionated comments on your videos.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with what everyone is saying. We need a 3-back system. I think that that system where we have that deep lying midfielder coming in between the center backs, it just doesn't work. The only time that it worked was in Kumasi, and that was because we had the Kumasi natives behind us, and you know we had the hype and everything. Other than that, in Abuja, in the first half, did not work. Against Japan, did not work. Against Brazil, did not work. That system is terrible. And then to put Baba Idrisu in between the center backs, a midfielder who cannot pass to save his life, it's just it's a disaster. I grew up in the States. I'm terrible at football, and I'm pretty sure that I probably could do a better job at that role than him. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I think that Idrisu Baba just he cannot play that role. He's not a good enough passer to sit in between the center backs. It just doesn't feel safe. And also with Dennis Odoi, I've always thought from the beginning that he was not that good. And I think this Brazil game really showed that. And I'm glad it kind of exposed him. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So I always thought he was not that good. And I think I do not think he was that good against Nigeria in both of the 2 legs. He ball watches a lot and gets caught ball watching. If you ever watch him, he usually gets beat on the 1-2 pass a lot of times because he's always getting caught ball watching. And it happened once or twice in Kumasi, but he was able to get away with it. He caused that penalty in Abuja. And he got caught out a lot of times, and then Brazil just completely really showed his lack of ability So I do not think I think he should be on the team. He's a good backup, but I think Lamptey should be the right wing back when we play that 3-back system. If Otoado still wants to not use the 3-back system, I'm gonna be very pissed because I don't understand how many more how many do you need to see that system does not work.
Sure.
So I also think Daniel Kofi Tret needs more time to on the field. I think we need to see him more. I think he should get a chance at the 10. And I think Kudus and Partey should be in the midfield. The person before me said Partey and Kamaldeen shouldn't start. I respectfully disagree. There's no way Partey and Kamaldeen are on the bench at the World Cup. There is just no way. I personally think we should go with a 3-4-2-1, and we should have Iñaki as the main striker, and we should have Kamaldeen and perhaps Dede Ayew behind Inaki Williams. Now, the reason I say Dede Ayew is because I do agree with what he said. Is I'm not a fan of Dede Ayew, but he comes with that experience, and he should play. You know, if it's not for the full 90 minutes, maybe for about 50 or 60 minutes, he should play. He came the closest to scoring against Brazil. He just has that experience to calm everyone down, because as you can see in the beginning against Brazil, everyone was super nervous, and we need that calming factor on the field. With that being said, both Ayew brothers should not be starting. That is either one or the other. It's either one or the other.
Right.
We have too much talent to start both of them.
Let's end with the strikers.
Okay, the strikers. Yes, so I think it should be Iñaki Williams as a striker. I think it should be the 3-4-2-1. We should have Kamaldeen and Ayew behind Iñaki, Partey and Kudus in the midfield. On the right, we have Tariq Lamptey. On the left, we have Baba Rahman. I know people aren't a fan of him, but I like his length. He's able to intercept passes. And then I like Jojo Wallacott. I know people don't like Jojo Wallacott, and I know his positioning isn't the best, but man, like, he earned my respect in Abuja so much. We're not at the World Cup without Jojo Wallacott, so I think you guys should put more respect on his name. And the three center backs, we already know who that is: Jiku, Amate, and Salisu.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. I think the one I wanted to go next is not in. Let's go with Supreme. Let me add you to the stream. Okay,
Yes,
you're on the
hello.
floor. You can go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. All right. Thank you so much for having me. I actually follow a lot of your content, a lot of Osikani TV's content, and I comment here regularly. I like to make a few comments. I initially had my original name, but then I changed it after a few personal issues. So I just went for Supreme Quad. Initially, I had my actual name. It was Kwejo Afrane Okeste, but yeah.
Okay.
But yes, a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, let's talk about the goalkeepers. We have a problem. We have a huge problem with goalkeepers. All of our goalkeepers are not good enough. And I think regardless of the league we are talking about, they're all bad. Because actually, when we look at, in terms of league status, Atizigi is probably the best suited in terms of league, if we're just looking at league status. But we see how he plays in Black Stars, and he's not good enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just the fact of the matter. Against Algeria, Atizigi played, and he was directly responsible for the third goal. And then Nuruddin, I think, started that game, and it was a very simple shot from Adam Unas of Algeria, and he failed to save it. So clearly none of them are good enough. I felt Jojo Wallacott, when he came in for AFCON, he made a clear improvement in that goalkeeping position, even though he too is not good enough. So I say, let's give Richard Ofori a chance. I live in South Africa, so it might be a bit of bias. So I watch Richard Ofori a fair bit for Orlando Pirates. He's not the best of goalkeepers. I think sometimes he sees red and then might charge for a ball even when he doesn't need to, and then it will leave his defense exposed. But shot stopping wise, I believe he's the best we've got. He's far better shot stopping wise than Jojo Wallacott. I feel Wallacott, but Every shot he has saved has been straight at him. Those are the facts. Like, watch it back. Every single shot he has saved has been straight at him. I think there was one very good save he made against Nigeria, and let's be real, he even said it himself in the interview that you did with him. He said, I think he said that he caught himself in a poor position, and then he just prayed to God and threw his hands up. That's literally what he said. So he literally said that. He said that.
Yeah,
so,
he did say that.
I feel Ofori, he's someone, he screams at defenders. He will talk to defenders. He tries to organize them. He might struggle positioning as well, but for me, I was convinced by Ofori when I saw his AFCON 2019 performance. When you go watch,
but he's still that kind of goalkeeper. Watching his recent performance,
it's hard to say. Injuries really messed him up, but he's been improving. His form has been growing. He's been in very good form. I remember there was a game I watched, I think it was against Chippa United. There was a very good save he made. It was a very snapshot save he made against Chippa United. And then there was two against Maritzburg United where he made some very good saves. So for me, it's a matter of just testing him out. Let's give him a chance. Let's just see what he can do. Yeah. Okay. So that's the four goalkeepers. Now
let's go to strikers and midfielders. So we wrap up quickly.
Strikers. I think it's quite clear that Iñaki Williams has to start. He has to start. Yeah. He's the best striker we have by a long margin, at least in the current squad. Afina Jan, he scored 2 goals against Genoa and has done nothing ever since. And you can clearly see he's not ready for this level. He's still young. I believe he has huge potential, but at the moment, he's not ready. Iñaki Williams, he's the best by a long margin. And the strikers we tried before that, Jordan Ayew, I don't care what people say, he is a striker and he's not good enough as well. We tried Richmond Boachi, he wasn't good enough. Caleb Ekuban, unfortunately, he's in Serie B now. I mean, it's going to be hard for him to really get his career up and running. Iñaki Williams, he's the best we've got for now. But I feel we need to be pushing to get guys like Nketiah in. We need to be pushing to even Brian Broby. We have to, the GFA have to keep trying. But for now, Iñaki Williams, he has to start. And then Semenyo, I know, Sahara Football, you love him a lot. For me, he's a better. You bring him off the bench, you play him next to a supporting striker, and you'll see something.
Yeah.
I also think we should consider Andre Ayew as a striker option. If you watch him for his club,
because the thing with Andre is that Andre might not do so well, but then he pops. Our best chance versus Brazil was from him, actually.
Exactly.
So he just pops up and does some things, and he scores. AFCON, he was not so good, then he will score.
Exactly. That's precisely
he pops up. I think the Andre Ayew criticism, sometimes we have to remember that he does step up at times and scores the odd goal. So that's true. I understand what you are saying with that one about Andre Ayew very much.
For me, with Andre Ayew, he is someone who he doesn't have the energy tank anymore. He's been slowing down. I personally attribute it to the fact that he's playing in Qatar. The league is slower. It's not as physical. The training would be it wouldn't be as intense. And I feel like the age is catching up with him. He may not, but sometimes he'll just pop up with that moments of magic. He just has a bit of something, and you know how much he loves Ghana. So, and you know how much he tries to galvanize the team. Yeah. For me, we should either be playing him as a striker, as an attacking option, but you haul him off after 50 minutes, or you just bring him off the bench when you need something, because he's someone who can just bring that goal for you. I will always remember that goal against South Africa in AFCON 2015, in that last game in the group stages, where Rahman crossed the ball and he just made that brilliant header. That one for me, that's what he's about. That's what he's all about. But I mean, that was years ago. You're going to get less of this. You're going to get less of this. For me, you either bring him as a bench option or you start him and then take him off.
You haul him off early because he gets tired. Yes. Fatigue sets in.
Exactly.
Yeah, gets tired.
As for his brother, oh my word, Jordan, I've had him.
Let's wrap up. I think a lot of people want to add their opinion.
Sure. Okay.
Right. Another time we can get to do this.
So I think Otto Addo, he has a lot to work on. Yeah. I personally felt he wasted the Kirin Cup with his selections. He wasted it. And there's not much time. So I think he needs to really have a look at the new players in the squad. Have a look at Lamte, have a look at Elisha Wusu, we'll look at a lot of these guys and see what works best. I believe we should also try a back three formation. I think Salisu really stabilizes our defense, and he really covers the wing back position. I liked how Rahman could get forward because he felt comfortable. He doesn't have to always watch his back because Salisu was there.
Yeah, he was covered.
And then all of a sudden, Baba Rahman was putting in great crosses. In fact, I think there was one point when Iñaki Williams, I think he received a cross from Baba Rahman and should have scored if he was a bit more aware. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. But I believe Rahman, if there's one thing he can do, it's cross. He can't do anything else. He can't do anything. But crossing.
Thank you. Free. I know you can run wax us.
Yes. I'm sorry. Okay.
But let others join in. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll move you now. Dati, you are next. Let me add you to the stream and go. Let's make it snappy a bit.
All right. Can you hear me?
Before you go, after Dati, Rasmoral, you are next. Then Infa House 87, you are also next after Rasmoral. So let's just get that. Okay, you can go now.
Salasi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So let me say good evening to your viewers. And before I go ahead to say anything, let me say thank you to everyone supporting Dankokuyebwa TV. We are grateful for the support. All right. First of all, when I saw the lineup, personally, I wasn't happy because I had my own reservation about Jojo Alacott. Personally, a goalkeeper that doesn't have that kind of confidence to, command the defense. And you see, there was a similar mistake that he committed for the first goal. And people are praising him for the save that he did in Nigeria. You know, when he lifted up his hands and saved the header from Osimhen.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, and goalkeeping, they will tell it's an error. When you move from your line, we are coming for the ball. What if when he raised his hands, he did not touch the ball? And that's a similar thing that he did for the first goal from McKinnon. And if you listen to the comment, the commentator even said that if he had stayed on his line, he could have saved the ball. Yes, maybe use the word maybe. But if you don't understand the game, you think that, it was a mistake coming from the goalkeepers, but maybe the defenders. That is why you have the spirit to command your defenders. Maybe the defenders are not there. What should you do as a goalkeeper? I mean, that was an error on his part. But if you look at the lineup, of course, when I saw the lineup, I said, you know what? I didn't want to. Those of you who are watching me live, I said, I don't want to put my heart into this game because I'm pretty sure the first half, you want the damage to be caused before you bring your competent team.
11,
you're going to play against. For me, I blame Otuado for the defeat. I won't blame any player because he fielded players that we thought they were not good enough for our Ghana team. Because you're going to face a 5-time world champions. Brazil, and for them to field in fact, that is their squad. If you look at the squad right now, if they are going to the World Cup, they are starting the World Cup tomorrow. That is their lineup. And for you want to go and try and test. When I saw it, I wasn't. Really, I wasn't happy. And
just go straight to
that calmed my expectation for the game. But my next game, I think that based on information that I have, most of the players that they played against Nigeria did not even train yesterday for the shake-up. Only Tariq was he did a little bit of shake-up, and then that was it. So hopefully on Tuesday we are going to see a total haul of the lineup. Hopefully, yes. So for me, I'm not expecting from the
you should start the goalkeepers.
For the goalkeeper, I'll go for Richard Ofori. Obviously, go for Richard Ofori. We should play the back three. I prefer the back three, and then Gideon Mensah and the Tariq will be at the right and left is Gideon Mensah, and then the right wing we have Tariq Lamptey or maybe Dennis or the two. I don't have any problem with that, but they want to protect the defenders. I'll go for Baba Idris because for the two matches we can even testify that Otuado prefer Baba Idris to protect the defense. And then you play, but I wasn't even expecting Partey to start. Somebody recovering from injury played for Arsenal for the following week. The following day, you are going to play him. I wasn't expecting Thomas Partey to start.
How about the strikers? Who should be leading our line for us?
Of course, I was expecting Inaki to start, and then Bukari because of his pace. I was expecting Bukari to start. Yes. No, to support that attack. Yes, but you have to play an arrowhead of Inaki Williams.
Okay.
And then you get the support from Kudus, and then Bukhari, because Bukhari is on form. I mean, you can testify from the European League. The Europa, yeah. So basically, these are my lineup. I wasn't expecting Jordan to start. I wasn't expecting Afenajan to start. I wasn't expecting Jojo Alako to start. In fact, these three players, I wasn't expecting them to start. For the day, I think is the kind of experience that he has. Obviously, you want to give me the chance. But these are the three players I wasn't expecting them to start. But it has happened. Hoping that in our game against Nicaragua, then you have to take your time before you pronounce it. Before you pronounce that name. So hoping that you will beat them and probably bring that kind of confidence back.
All right. Thank you.
It's very unfortunate that you guys are not mentioning Ransford Yeboah, Charlie.
Ransford Yeboah is no fair. Fantastic player.
Rasmora, you're on the floor.
Charlie.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much. Well, I've been watching the discussion for some time, and it's very interesting. First of all, I would say that the decision of Otto Addo is the reason why we are all here today lamenting. Because when we all saw that, even those that are not experts in football could see that this is not a match that we need to take for granted. Ghanaians were not just expecting a friendly match. We knew the history between Ghana and Brazil, the number of occasions that we played against them, and the dominance. So we were expecting the coach to parade the best players we have. But I don't know if there is a rule that says that if a player is making a debut, that player is not supposed to start the game. So I mean that has always been the culture that I've been seeing. You see, they always want the player to come in, in the course of the game. So when I saw Afenajan, I was so discouraged because I'm a diehard fan of the Black Stars. So I was so disappointed because already, even though many people were betting for Brazil to win, I put all my money on Ghana because I know we have the material.
Okay, let's go straight to the point. What changes do you want to be made? Which goalkeeper should start, and who should lead our striking?
Of course, Jojo, we have given him enough time, and we are not satisfied. So I think if one door is closed, we should try others. We're having problems. So why don't you give the chance to Richard Ofori? So I think we should give the chance to Richard Ofori to come in. He has been with the Black Stars for some time. He's experienced, so we should give him the chance again. I think the command, like my other people were saying, I think he has a command. He can direct. Confidence is very essential. Yeah, so I think Richard Ofori should be used. Yeah.
So who should lead our attack too?
Pardon?
Who should lead our attack? Strikers.
Of course, Iñaki Williams, the composure, the way he was controlling the ball, the way he was requesting for the ball, you could see clearly that the desire to score was there. Yeah. The desire to score was there. So obviously, it was just so unacceptable for that a player of that caliber should be on the bench for Afenajan, who is very less experienced, to be on the foot playing. So as for me, I am rooting for Iñaki Williams. But what I'm a little bit scared about is that what if he gets injured? Who is going to be the better replacement? So we should also be thinking of trying the Hearts of Oak striker, Bania. Yes, I think we should give that guy. Yes, we should give that guy some level of confidence because he's very zealous. That desire to score is always showing in his attitude. So I don't think it's going to be wrong to give him a try as well. And I think with that we can achieve something at the World Cup.
Thank you, Rasmora. Interhouse.
Thank you.
You are next. Let me add you to the stream.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, hold on. Before you start your submission, there's room in the space. You can join and add your comments and join it and share your opinion. I'm sharing the link once again. You can go.
Okay,
Your
sure.
thoughts?
Yeah, so I just want to say, Ghanaians, we should be patient with things. I know we want to win every match, but we should be patient. You know, Otuado, in my opinion, he's not a stupid guy. I think he knows what he's doing. And the test match against Brazil, we all know, is a test. So we just keep our horses in. The real match, the real match starts when we get to the World Cup. And in terms of the selection, the three back, people are saying three back. Personally, my own choice, I would say four. We should play four at the back, meaning that the left back and right back.
You'd admit that in the Brazil game, things got better with a 3-back system.
But the only reason because of that is Brazil took their foot off the gas. The game was a done deal. This is why things got better. So my idea is we play 4 back, the left back and the right back, they stay defensive minded. Yeah. Then we play 2 defensive midfielders, so 2 holding midfielders, which one of them can at least support the center backs. So that way, we have two DMs and 3 attacking players, and then you got Inaki up front. So that way, in my opinion, the wing backs don't have to track back because they're tracking back, no heading, and you could see that thing. Dennis Odoi, he was huffing and puffing. He couldn't come back all the time. He was always behind. So the wing backs, in my opinion, they should stick behind and let the wingers on the right and left, they should track back and support the striker up front. Okay. That would be my best idea.
All right. So the goalkeepers issue became a talk. And,
Okay, we know that Walcott, he did well in the first few matches, but I want to agree with the guy who called in from South Africa. All our keepers, they're not good. Let's face it. all of them, they're not good. But if we have to give someone now another chance, let's go with Richard Ofori. Let's give him a try and see how he command the back. And then in terms of strikers, which is another problem factor, it's obvious. We don't need a Afena Giant at the front. Let's start with Inaki Williams straight away.
Let me put this in here. Inaki Williams played 45 minutes. Had 13 touches of the ball as a striker. Afena Jan actually had 13 touches. Iñaki Williams had 14. Is it not a problem of the midfielders not finding the strikers and creating chances for them?
But this is what I'm saying. In the first half, we were on the back foot the whole time. And the second half, the Brazil team, they took the foot off the gas. I don't think it's the supporting of the strikers per se, but it's also like Inaki Williams, he drops deep into midfield, even collecting and demanding the ball, And when he gets the ball, he tries to create a chance, whether he runs on top, forward toward the goalkeeper or looking for somebody to pass the ball to. So, in my opinion, we should start with him. And this whole Baba Rahman situation, I think he didn't play bad at all. The whole thing is the whole team in the first half, everybody played bad. So we can't single him out like that, I think we can't give Gideon a chance or Baba Rahman. It doesn't matter. But my opinion is we should play 4 at the back, let the left back and the right back be defensive minded, and the 2 wingers in the midfield, they do the tracking back. And we play 2 defensive midfielders. So if Partey is not available, we have to find somebody else to cover the position for him.
All right. Thank you so much. King James, you are next. King James, I'm adding you to the stream pretty soon. Okay. Welcome. Let's go.
To be honest, we're chilling here, so pardon me.
Don't worry.
Osikeni, I'm very angry with Osikeni, but I'll come on him later. And then
what I do?
You go find out. But guys, let's be honest here. It looks like Ghana, whenever there is a big tournament, that is where we get serious. And everybody just turns into a coach. No beer than a coach. Even those who are all right. And if you have played football before, you know what is football. You will know if you have a team like Otuado and you have somebody shooting in there, and you have somebody like George Boateng, they know what they are doing, regardless of who is controlling what. They know what they are doing. They are not stupid. But it is unfortunate that they want to expose something, but they use the Brazil game to do it. All right. So let's face that. And that should tell us that we have a big problem. And the problem is we don't have much time to solve it. And we don't have much options. So they have to work with what they have. And people keep saying this person should go out, that person should come in. But most of these players we are mentioning, right, they are fit, but they are not much fit. And those who are much fit don't know each other very well. Come on, if you know football, you know this. And me personally, I don't know why Otuado changed his style at the last minute, because I felt like we were going to go toe-to-toe with Brazil. If you watch the game very well, fair enough, Brazil won, but they did not play anything extraordinary, okay? And two people that were caught out of place, number one was Baba Rahman. Baba Rahman couldn't even chase, what is his name? Richarlison.
Rafinha.
Richarlison.
Sorry, Baba Idrisu. He couldn't. Richarlison was leaving him like you know when a plane is taking off and the car is trying to catch up. Charlie, you understand? And let's face it, everybody is talking about Andre Ayew, and yes, it's true, age is catching up on him and all that, but he can give a bit more, a good 30 minutes, yes. And if I watch the Brazil match, I don't know why you people are complaining about his brother Jordan. Jordan wasn't bad, to be honest. He wasn't bad at all. But what I thought, if you ask me my selection, I thought if we had gone with the 3-back, like Salisu on the left, what was his name? Daniel Amate shouldn't have played that much. Ambrosius should have come in. Ambrosius on the right with Jiku, controlling the 3-back, standing in the middle. Where is Brazil going to go? Where is Richarlison going to go? You understand?
Yeah.
And then if you have, I hate to say this, but I don't know what we've done to Schlupp. But if we had Schlupp in that match, we wouldn't be talking about Partey right now. Schlupp would have stood in front of that back three, right? And then we will have Gideon on the left, Tariq on the right. See, our back in the midfield is sorted, all right? And then we can think about up front. Up front, if you have somebody like Inaki, you guys have been watching Inaki. That Brazil back, Marquinhos and the rest playing in the French league. They know him. That guy will leave you. All right, that guy will do damage. And then if I watch players like Baba Rahman, what is he doing in the team? Why do we keep calling him? And I hate to say this, right? He's a good player, but he wasted his time going on loans and Chelsea, these issues, and he's coming back up, but he's not to the level of the World Cup yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Baba Rahman shouldn't be in that team. That is the truth. Okay. And like Osikeni, you mentioned in the beginning that this guy, Denis Odoi, was getting caught out of position. Come on, if you know football, Osikeni, that's why I said I was angry with you, because you should have known this. You should have known this. There are some players, right? And there are some things you do in football, it will make other players look shit. And that is what happened to Denis Odoi that day. If you watch Kamaldeen Suleiman, Kamaldeen was playing very well, but defensively, the team was struggling, but he was not tracking back. And he was leaving about 2-3 players on Denis Odoi. And he get caught out about who to go for, because think about tiki-taka. Brazil, that is what they do. They will move the ball around. So before you think of picking this man up, there is somebody going behind you. And that was what happened to Denis Odoi. That's it. So if you ask me my team, the back three, we should keep it that way. We should be.
Before you continue, okay, James, the argument has been about the goalkeepers. Who should we now depend on? Let's start with that one first.
Listen. Let me tell you something.
I
don't mean to brag, but I played football in Ghana before coming here. I played Division 2, up to Division 2 before moving, so I know what is football. And when we talk the goalkeeping department, yes, I would say Jojo is a little bit shaky, but that guy is not that bad. The back itself, the whole back have a problem. We shouldn't say just the goalkeeping, all right? And sometimes, listen, if you have a good team, it can cover some players and you will never see their flaws. But if your team is bad, it will expose a lot of things. And sometimes it drags people that are actually doing well and you may think they are bad. When Salisu came in, people are saying that Brazil have taken their foot off the gas. No, they've not. Because they haven't. Because if you look at the way Salisu and Jiku started playing at the back, they were giving chance to the midfielders to move up, and they were actually giving accurate passes. So the Brazilians also have to do a bit of defending and move a little bit back, and that is what happens in football. If you have a good defense, good defensive playing defenders which can handle ball and give good passes, it will make your opponent midfielders retreat a little bit. And if midfielders are moving back, what will happen to defense? Tell me. They will move back. Brazil did not take their foot off the gas. They were being cautious. They realized now, come on, the team we played in the first half is not the same in the second half. And nobody is giving credit to Elisha Owusu when he came in. Is it because
Elisha and Tre, they did something
exactly?
In the second half.
And nobody,
a lot of people did not notice
because he did not get the ball so much. But if you watch what he came to do, that was exactly the job he did in the Nigeria qualification.
In the second half.
He doesn't hold midfield. He doesn't need to hold ball in the midfield, and that is what the kind of stuff we need at the minute. Your own is to hustle, get the ball, release, and walk. And that's what he came to do. But Ghana, we always want to talk about players that are holding the ball and we don't need that. He came, he was given a job, and he executed it. And we are not talking about him. And coming on Daniel Kofi, I don't know why we are not utilizing that guy so much. But if you ask me, I think it's start pairing him and Kudus in the middle, like at the attacking midfield, those two. Because Kudus is on fire right now, and he has got a very good cylinder, firing. And Daniel Kofi, if you watch him even from St. Pauli, you guys followed him. Osikeni, you followed him a lot because I watched all your videos. Coming back to Freiburg, watch that guy day in, day out, and watch the way he plays his football. You see those little pockets. He's not afraid.
He's wrapping up for me. There are more people coming
against defenders, and he's not afraid to go into little pockets and win balls. So why are we not utilizing him in the middle? All right. So to wrap things up, this is going to be
You're 11.
Yeah. So I'll still keep Jojo in the post. I will keep on the left, Jiku in the middle, Ambrosius on the right, Tariq wing back, Gideon on the other side. If we don't get Schlop, I'll keep Elisha in the middle to sit in front of them. What's his name? Tre on the right, Kudus on the left in the middle, and then up top, Inaki, who you want to put. Team done. And see if we are not going to.
Thank you so much, King James.
I'll get back to Osigeni on his page.
Okay.
I beg.
All right. I think Benji the Flow Man. Benji, let me add you right now. Benji the Flow Man. Let's do that quickly. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, Salasi.
Yeah.
I hope
Dave,
you guys you can hear me,
Dave,
right?
Yeah, Dave, you are next after Benji. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I think it's a really good discussion that we are having this evening concerning the Black.
Yeah.
The performance of the team, compared to the way Anake Pesa and Kanoma Echo on that particular day. But I believe that this is something Coach Utuado wanted to experiment so that he will know how he can go in whenever he's facing any tougher opposition. Because I know Ghanaians say Sanga coach, new players, not first. Before Sanga, Obe Yusu, the old guys now more qualified team no call World Cup now. Definitely Ghanaians will complain about it, and it will be a lot of issues. People complain, say, oh, why didn't you play the guys? They really suffered and qualified the team to the World Cup, and now you have seen new guys, so we wanted to use them and dump these old players. So now we are forcing our smoothness level. We cannot.
So bad. Hope he comes back.
Oh, the network. Yeah, it's network. It's network.
Charlie, so far great submissions. Charlie, people they watch ball. Oh. People really do watch ball.
Charlie, we get coaches who are we get over 40 million coaches. Yeah.
Dave, are you on?
Down.
Dave, are you ready to make your submission? I'm not seeing his video on. I think Dave is not ready. Let me remove Benji. I think Benji has network issues. Okay, B-Boss, let me add you. You are next. So, Snappy. B-Boss, welcome to the channel. You are on. Can you hear us? Oh, I don't think he's ready. Okay, so Ismail. Let me. Okay, I think he's also disconnected. Okay. I think some people are having network issues. So, my panelists, back to you. If you still want to join the stream, the link is in the comment section. I've posted it in the comment section. Benji just joined us, but before Benji comes in again, and I think let's talk about a couple of things here. It's clear that we need the debutants to start. Those who played their very first game, we need them to start versus Nicaragua. Do you think the Nicaragua game, our performance in it, should also be a way to judge the team by? Because someone will say Nicaragua is not that much of an opponent. We will have better and stronger opponents to face. If we should beat Nicaragua, we shouldn't get carried away. What expectations do you have for that Nicaragua game? Osikeni, you can start things off.
Oh, okay. So, yes, of course, we are all looking forward. I don't think anyone is here who is not looking forward for Ghana to beat Nicaragua. Playing against, is it Suriname? They lost 2-1. And coming to play against Nicaragua, I don't think we shouldn't win. We should win. The results this time will matter. Against Brazil, we all said that it may not matter. We wanted to see our performance. But this is where we need team spirit. You see, Ghana Black Stars this year has won only one match. If my memory serves me right, is it one or two?
Yeah.
I think only one against Madagascar in Ghana here, 3-0. And we need some kind of consistency. We have to, against Nicaragua, check how potent we are in front of goal. This is where we should test ourselves. We shouldn't go and start players that are not going to search for. I think Otuado should just let us know that this team can also score goals when the need arises. So for me, I'm looking for a player like Ransford Yeboah-Konizofa, as my brother said. He is one very good player in attacking phase. We should give him a chance. Yes, we've seen. This is not where I'm going hard on the DIU or Jordan. I think we know them already. We know their qualities. As I was saying about Thomas Partey, this is not a time that we have to test the DIU again. We have to test Jordan again. I think we know them. We know what they can do. Even Kudus, we know him. We know what he can do. The coach should try some players out. I don't think if I'm Yeboah-Konizofa, I should travel all the way, come here and against Nicaragua. I cannot get 10 minutes or 20 minutes. You see, that's the same issue that happened with Jeffrey Shaw. Ghana was playing some matches that we expected him to be playing. He was sitting on the bench all the while. He traveled to the team and he was not playing. Now back to Nicaragua. I think we should start the likes of Konizofa, Stefan Ambrosius. I want to see his game. The reason why the coach decided to call him and did not call Patrick Pfeiffer, I want to see him play. Because I was thinking that Patrick Pfeiffer so far has had a good season with his club rather than Stefan. So I want to see Stefan play in that 3-back shape, or whether tomorrow or Tuesday we are going in with a 4-back, because I don't think Nicaragua can pose much threat to this Black Stars team. So we should just go in there, enjoy our game of football. Let's try for Inaki Williams to get a goal or more to also boost his confidence. Let's give Tariq chance to play. Salisu should also continue that exploit or that fantastic game he played against Brazil. And I think I'm just expecting any kind of players to play, but we should just enjoy ourselves, enjoy the game, and attack. I don't want us to go and sit back against.
All right. So Manuel, you next. Manuel, then sports updates. Then 3 more fans will talk and we'll end the show here. It's been interesting so far. Manuel, go.
All right. I named Otuado. He is my exciting coach with he has that skills as in terms of coaching acumen. He's very good at this. So going into Nicaragua's game, my expectation is the scoreline matters. The scoreline. Now we the Ghanaians, we are desperate for the scoreline. It should matter. We should score them like 5 goals.
Hey,
we should score. Yeah.
Calm down, calm down.
Don't forget Comoros.
It's like that game against Comoros at AFCON.
Don't forget Comoros.
We should score them like 5 goals. That one, it will be a convincing scoreline for Ghanaians. We get to know that now the team is back, and we are going to give them our maximum support for the 2022 World Cup at Qatar. So going into the game, I think he should play or he should start Salisu, Jiku, and Ambrosius. Then at the right back should be Tariq Lamptey. Tariq should also start. Then Gideon Mensah should start. Then in the middle, we should get Elisha Usu. We want to see him at the start, how he can deploy, what he's going to do for us to see that, oh, now this guy is okay for the World Cup. At least you've gotten a backup for Thomas Partey. Then Dede Ayew will also be in the middle. Then Kudus will support Inaki Williams. He will just play behind Inaki Williams so that he will enroll the ball in the box for him to finish it. I hope you get me.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. That's what I think the tactics should work. He's my master tactician with exciting coaching acumen. So this time, his coaching acumen should work perfectly. No more excuses.
Excuses. No more.
After the game that he made mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So nowadays, you should make those corrections and know what to do.
Yeah. All right. So sports update go. Then we'll have 3 more fans who talk. Then we end today. We'll do this another time.
Well, as my colleague said, I think we need a resounding victory against Nicaragua. I'm just checking their last 5 games, and they managed to get some, I think, 3 victories, and they've lost 1 and drew 1. It's not bad for them, so we shouldn't write them off. But I think we need a resounding victory over Nicaragua. Because why am I saying this? Because just this past Thursday, before the Black Stars took on Brazil, they lost to Suriname, and it was by 2-1. And going to the game against Nicaragua, I think that Coach Otto Addo must bring his best. When I mean his best, I want to see the players that we are going to assemble for the World Cup in this match. There's not a game where people are reading meanings that, okay, he brought the players that we think people said that he players who paid their quota or help us qualify for the World Cup should be made to play in the World Cup and all that. I mean, I don't have that analogy. He assembled the players that he wants to assemble. You can make the fuss out of it and say that he did what he wanted to convince Ghanaians that, okay, these are the players who qualified. I don't want to believe that. He did everything and said that he was wrong. So yeah, we should leave it that. But I'm saying that the era has changed. We all say Ghanaians are coaches on their own, but I think that the coach must listen to Ghanaians. See, everybody's watching football. Listening to the fans that came on, you realize that people are really, really watching football. So Coach Otto Addo should assemble the best Arsenal. So I think Richard Ofori should be given the chance in this particular game. I want to see what Stefan Ambrosius can bring into the Black Stars as well, because he can't travel from Germany to come and sit on the bench and warm the bench. I also want to see what Ransford Yeboah can also do for us. And for Inaki Williams, yes, he must start this game. And kudos at least. Otto Addo must try him in the false 9 this time so that we know what he'll be able to do. But basically, I think for the defensive midfield position, I want to see what Coach Otto Addo will do in the absence of Partey, because it looks like Partey might not be able to play all the 3 matches in the group stages at the World Cup, in fact. So, yes, we should be looking for a replacement. And I think for now, a 5-0 win against Nicaragua will be the best thing that
antidote for how we are feeling right now.
After all the harsh economic situations we are going through and stuff. Why not 5 beer, Charlie? The pressure will be on the politicians the next day.
Dave, I want to add you, but your camera is off. You've been on for a long while. Dave, are you ready to talk? Dave, let me add you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk. Just don't want to. I'm not prepared for the day. That's why I'm. Yeah.
Oh, no
I'm
problem. You
here.
can just So let's hear from you.
Yeah.
Please be snappy about it.
So
We spend close to 2 hours here. Let's hear your thoughts.
so
The topics are
so what?
goalkeeping. Who do you want in post in the next game, and any other
Um,
changes, striking as well. Yeah.
um, for now, looking at the goalkeepers, I don't think we really have good goalkeepers. But when you look at Jojo Walcott, it seems like there's a language barrier, and I don't want to have another Fatah Dauda at the World Cup because it seems the league he plays do not have a lot of spectators, so he is good in that area. But when it goes to the big stage, he sees the crowd. He could just watch a shot and it will score. But let's look at Richie Tofori has a little bit of experience in the AFCON, so and he can command the back because he has been in the team for a long time. So I think Richie Tofori would be good, but it doesn't mean that you have good goalkeeper. But I think he will be a good goalkeeper than Jojo Warakot because Jojo Warakot can't command the back. He cannot shout at Amate, go this way. He cannot even speak tree. So it will be difficult for you to command the back. You understand? So that is the issue with Jojo Alcott. And for the back, if I'm playing the Ghana team, I will play the three back system. But for me, Amate is a suspect. Even in Leicester City, he's been benched for a midfielder indeed to play. It should tell you that there's something wrong with Amate. His awareness is very, very shambolic. When you look at Ghana Brazil game, when you look at Richarlison's first goal, he saw Richarlison, but he just left him for him to just walk right in front of him and just kick the ball into the net. I don't know his problem. He is a suspect. His concentration is very, very low. And
How about the striking? Who should lead
for
the
the
line?
striking, me, I'll go with the 3-4-1-2. For the striking, I'll play Kudus and Inaki Williams. Because of how potent Kudus is in scoring goals, I'll put Kudus and Inaki Williams up top. Kofi Chire, he is very good in transition. He has the ability to carry the ball forward. When you look at the Brazil game, you could see he takes the ball from the center midfield, runs into the opposition half and creates a chance. So he will make Kudus' job very easier. He wouldn't have to come back to pick the ball, to run long meters to the goal. He'll be tired. So Kofi Chire can do that job, and we can have Partey and Baba Idris to shield the back three. Do you understand?
Partey is not
Partey
available for Nicaragua, so who would replace him?
If Partey is not available, we can still have Dennis Odoi in Club Brugge. He can sometimes play as a defensive midfielder, or the other guy who came on the Brazil game. He can play him and yes, their job is to do the defensive work. Their job is to do the defensive work, because in the World Cup we are meeting top quality players. We are not going to meet those players we meet at AFCON that we even struggled with. Because if you are playing a three-back system, looking at Baba Rahman, he cannot recover, because the three-back need wing backs that can go and come back. If Baba goes, he doesn't come back. So you have to have a very two strong defensive midfielders to cover those two spaces. And if the defensive midfielders are not available, the third center back can also cover that place too, to make it look a little bit okay. But the four back, that will expose us a lot, because if the right back goes, he doesn't come, it's left with two center backs. Then the 1-2, then there's a chance to score. So when Ghanaians are talking about football, it's not that all Ghanaians are coach. Ghanaians know ball a lot because they've watched the game for a long time. The guy who was there for, okay. All right.
Dave,
so
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so these are the final people that will speak. I think we've really spent a lot of time. Hoops, you are next. I don't know if I got that. Andre, you are next. David Soa will be third. PKD, then Rev Isaac Waffle will end everything for us. So Hoops, next.
Yes, thank you very much. Which question am I answering?
Okay, so the goalkeeper issue came into goalkeeper
Okay.
and a striker. Yeah.
Okay. So for goalkeeper, I'm sorry, Walcott has to go.
Oh.
He can't command his area. He can't command the area well enough for us to keep him. We can't constantly rely on him to just make good saves. In modern goalkeeping, you need to have effective communication. If you can't have effective communication, or you don't have an effective presence, like a size, if you're not big enough to like handle the area, you should not be a goalkeeper unless you're Cassius and you have his reflexes, and then you get away with everything. But if you're not, then you don't have any business being if you're not good on the ball and you're not good with reflexes as much as an elite goalkeeper, then you shouldn't be our keeper. I'm sorry. We need to either try another keeper or we need to take back Richard Ofori. And for the striker issue, Kudu should become a false nine, and then we should allow Inaki Williams and whoever runs for Yeboah to cut inside and act as inside forwards rather than playing a striker directly.
All right. Thank you very much, Hoops.
Yeah, I wanted to say this last thing. That we should cut what you call Baba Rahman. He should not play for Ghana anymore. What's his name? Jordan should be on the bench for most of the time. And we should only play the day when some people's levels are low, because he's not what he used to. I honestly think he's good. I don't think we should completely drop him because I like Dede. But we should bring him on when we need energy and when we need like that spark. But other than that, he needs to calm down. And we should also, there's this other Ghanaian, Salis Abdul Samed. That we should bring up that can come and replace. If Partey can't play the full World Cup, we should bring him up, because I think our midfield this time it looks balanced. Doesn't look like we're relying on Partey too much, because it looks balanced. It can run without Partey, in my opinion. If we have Elijah Owusu, and then we have Che, and either Samed or who else is there? Either Samed or another.
Elisha Owusu as well. I think Elisha is someone we missed.
Yeah. We can also call Schlupp to play the other way, to play Baba Rahman's position or play Elisha Owusu's position, because he's versatile. So I believe we should have called him up, and we should fix this problem and call him up.
All right. Thank you very much. Andre, you are next. Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello. Yeah. The guy that just spoke just now, I agree with a lot of the things he said, because the first point I wanted to make is we need to do everything as a country and beg and apologize to Schlupp to get him back. We shouldn't play any games because it's the World Cup we're going to. At the end of the day, we're a nation that likes to cry later in the situation. We've seen there's problems at hand. And we're playing games. Baba Rahman, I love him. I've met him before. I think he's a very nice guy. But let's be honest with ourselves. Look at the level of teams we're going to be playing against. Portugal. Look at the players. Cancelo. We need to play as much quality players as possible. Schlupp needs to be in the team. Why does Schlupp need to be in the team? Because he can occupy two positions. One, our best player, Thomas Partey, is injury prone. We can't trust if he's even going to be able to be there for the first game. And as somebody mentioned, we don't even know if he can play all 3 games. So Schlupp can cover that position. Premier League quality player, starts week in, week out for Crystal Palace for the Premier League. How many Ghanaian players can we mention that plays at that level? So that's one point. And two, if we be honest, as much as I love Gideon Mensah, and I do think he's better than Baba Rahman, if we be honest, Schlupp can play that position better than both of them. He's athletic, he can cross, and he can run up and down. And the way everybody is now favouring this 3-back system, Schlupp is perfect as a left wing back. And if Partey is injured, we can shift him there. So whatever we need to do as a nation, we must apologize to that man and get him back on board.
All right, so let's get to our questions. Goalkeeper and strikers. The goalkeeper, Walcott stick with him or change?
No. No, I've tried to support him as much as possible, but all jokes aside, the language barrier is a problem. He doesn't talk and he doesn't command his area. He only saves shots that he's meant to save, but I believe an exceptional goalkeeper is somebody that saves shots that you don't expect them to save. Exactly. So for me, I think we need to try him enough. I was actually impressed with him at the Kirin Cup, and I'm being surprised that he hasn't been given an opportunity after that tournament where he saved those penalties. So I personally want to see him, because the last time I saw Richard Ofori in goal for Ghana, I wasn't impressed, and then he got injured. So I'd like to see him enough and give him a try, and let's see what he also can do. But we don't have much time. That's the problem. And in terms of in terms of the strikers, it has to be Inaki. But I always say you're as good as your bench. I also think we need to go and inquire with Eddie Nketiah and get him on board as well to boost the quality. So even if he plays the role that he's playing for Arsenal, as coming on as a substitute and impacting the game positively, it will help us in the World Cup. Because as we can see, Afena-Gyan, I love him, but he's not ready. He hasn't even played 5 games senior football. How can we take that to the World Cup? So that's all I've got to say for now.
Right. Thank you, Andre. David Sowa, you are next.
All right. So thank you for having me.
Sure.
All right. Thank your other guys. They're doing a wonderful, great job. Skinny, I see you. My first submission has to do with our performance with the Brazil game. Okay. I've heard other commentators and other sport journalists say that Brazil took their leg off the gas. I don't understand. I don't buy. I wasn't happy about it until I heard Utuado saying the same to the coach after post-match conference.
The post-match. He also mentioned that.
So my question is, why was Neymar on the pitch? If
they should have substituted him. I was expecting that.
He had a yellow card.
Yes.
So it shows you that Neymar wanted to go to compare it with Pele's record. So you should give credit for the blaster and for the coach for the second half performance that they did. That's what I want to make. That's my first suggestion. Right. And my question to you, Sarah, is that with the goalkeeping department, our best goalkeeper so far is Olele Kingston, and he is the goalkeeper trainer. So he chooses the keeper. And Kujano made a point at the pre-match conference that, or at the post-match conference that there's competition at the goalkeeper position, but he's not a goalkeeper unless the goalkeeper coach gives him the fair idea of the keeper he should use. So if Olele is our best keeper, he's choosing the keeper. Yes, we wish Richard Ofori takes the post because he's tall. He has the height for long shots and stuff. I mean, with the second goal that was scored, if good our keeper Walakos was taller enough, it's hard to have taken the ball out.
Yeah.
So that's my first question to you. So since Olele is the one who chooses the keeper, why are you suggesting that Ishifuru should come? So he knows the best keeper to be imposed. Okay, my next thing has to do with the striking department. Are we still trying to bring on board Eddie Nketiah?
We are still on.
Because we have to, because Inaki is good. He has come to stay. He has proven his point. To play. So let's give him a chance to do his best. And all the chance. Maybe Afena-Gyan can come in as a late maybe for 15 minutes at least to help him grow. One day we may need him. And with the shop, I think maybe Jordan, you should do much better to speak to him because it's a team player. I think that they play the same team, or
yeah.
So you should use him. Because I saw this our coach, assistant coach. So probably he may play at the World Cup because Salisu, 3 months ago, when they were playing our 4-nation carrying tournament and with the 2 African qualifiers, Salisu was playing at Medina, if you remember.
Yeah.
I thought that he was going to play at Brazil's, so maybe he might change his mind. So that's what I have to say. So maybe you ask a question for me about the Olele Coach.
Yeah, so the goalkeeper, who do you want? I'm asking you, David. let's wrap with that one.
I think we should fully. Ofori he has the height, I think, and he also commands a lot of respect. So probably should go for him.
Okay, PKD, you are next. Let me add you to the stream.
Hi, good evening, lads. How are you doing?
We're good. We're good. How about you?
I'm good. One thing I want to tackle is ageism. How can you say that what do you call it, Odoi at 34 is too old, whilst Brazil has Thiago Silva at 38?
At 38. Probably the performance is
he got roasted. He's never had pace. He's never had pace at Fulham. He's never had pace. But he's a good footballer, somebody who can play right back, left back, and defensive midfielder. I think even if it's not first choice, he should be going.
All right. So let's deal with that two questions. The goalkeeper and the strikers. Who should be doing that positioning for us?
The goalkeeper is between Wolacott and Ofori. It's too late to bring the Kotoko guy. Manaf is not playing at Manaf is not playing not playing at his team.
At Cas Upen, yeah.
So you can't bring him. So it's between the two of them. I think Olele is not doing his job. If the guy is not talking, is he saying that he's not saying that the guy is not commanding his area?
That's a good
question. The keeper coach should be seeing what is going on and correct it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. How about the strikers?
With the strikers, I think we have to play two.
Okay.
Well, we have to play two because one, Iñaki is not a perfect guy.
Goal scorer. He's not
a goal scorer. Yeah. So you need somebody to pair him with. I personally will play Semenyo and Inaki.
Okay. Semenyo, Inaki. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, PKD. Thank you so much for
coming. You're welcome. Keep up the good.
Reverend Isaac Waffle, you're next.
All right. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
For the great job you guys are doing, most especially Sahara.
Yay.
You are doing a great job. I give you a thumb up.
Thank you.
I'm a football fan. I really love football. And when it comes to Ghana, when Ghana is playing, it's like my heart is the one that plays. and when the Ghana feels, it's like Kotoko and Has that playing at home. Mm-hmm. So, concern, I'll make a little brief and also go back to your question that you're asking. Brief on the Brazil and Ghana match.
Yeah.
You know, World Cup. That whenever we go to World Cup, if we look at most of the teams or the nations that have qualified for the World Cup, when they qualify and go into the World Cup, there is one thing they think about most. If you get in touch with the most players or the coaches or whoever be on their team, you see that they look for experience. And that is what most Africans or Ghanaians, when we qualify, we don't look at those stuff. Anything that we do, we don't look for experience. But it is our terminology that we use. The experience is the what? Is the best. Yes. Yeah. So for somebody to be able to do the best, that person should come to be somebody who has been a product of having an experience. Now, we can say that we kill our soldiers when they are not even old, or when they are not even wounded. We will not call them. We will not. Some of the players that are doing well, we have at least 2 or 3 experienced players that have gone to World Cup, and they are still playing. They are still good in their team. Wherever they are, I can even mention one that maybe people don't like to hear his name. KP Prince. KB, what do you call his name?
KP Prince Martin.
Yes. He is now captain in his club. He play all time. Okay, he's in a good form, but we've abandoned him and go for Afani Jan. Afani Jan has not gone through. If you look at the football, I was a coach when I was in Ghana with a second division team, at Asamankasi, and we went for what do you call the one we play for qualifying series.
Mede League.
Yes, Middle Lake at Koforia.
Is it Young Kotoko?
No, at Asamankasi Isireje. We call it it was a Asaman team, Sanahine Club. So when you have a player like that, his presence alone bring fear to an attack to the defenders. That is the reason why they use Brazil uses experienced players in their attack, because they know that whenever they are coming to meet Ghana, they remember what Asian groups did in England. The way they messed them up, it was a lucky goal that they used to score us, which is 1-0. So when they look, Ghana is a midfield producing. Let me say, if it is a company, we will say it's a midfield producers. If you go to the whole world, most of our players are midfield players. 80 or 90% of our players that goes out, 90 of them or 80 of them are midfielders. So we have, by God's grace, we have somebody who have experience and have been with how many World Cup. Look at England. What do you call these people? Spain. They have experienced players. They are not. Some of them are not even featured in their team 90 minutes or full game. But he called them, and you know that for these young ones to have experience. Some of them have not been experienced. Even the CAF, what do you call this? African Cup of Nations. They're only playing in their club. But those who have had experience have been left behind. So that is our problem as Ghanaians. If our coach will listen, Ghanaians don't watch football alone. No. They play with their heart, their mind. So they understand. There was a time a lady was on I think one of the FM station was analyzing the way a football game. I was sitting down and look, wow, a woman, a lady, and can bring out these kind of, ingredients from soccer. I was so shocked. And I said, no, remember when our time, our mothers will carry to sunshine and walk on the
Robert, I think I speak for all of us when I say we are far pressed with time. So let's just go to my two questions.
Let me go straight to mine.
2 questions about the goalkeepers and the strikers who should be in for that Nicaragua game. Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you for this little time that I've spent with you guys. The goalkeeper, concern the goalkeeper. Please. I don't see any problem with the goalkeepers that we have. But what do you call him?
Walcott, yeah.
Walcott problem is, every goalkeeper has a problem. No goalkeeper is the best. Area boss, he's not good in the area boss. And this is what the coach, trainer, the goalkeeper trainer, to be able to look. Yes, he should be able to train him on the area boss. But training him on the floor, it's not a training purposes. Work up training is not meant for that. Use your area boss, because that is not what they use to score. What these people, Portuguese, Spain people, Portugal people use to score the same goal on their international matches. Everybody is trying the area boss because that's where you can get more goals. So That's why defenders can even come and
but do you think he should start? He should start in the next game. Many are calling for him to be replaced and someone else to be tried. That's what I want to know.
This one is a try game. They can try somebody else.
Yes,
but to eliminate him from the squad is not. They have to keep him.
All 3 goalkeepers are going. The World Cup requires 3 goalkeepers. So
yes, they have to train people. This is a training. I use it as a training purposes. That they shouldn't use it. Ghanaians, we take everything serious. So that's why we are talking. It's a training. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so the strikers, who should lead our line? Because we lack goals. Who can solve that problem for us?
That is this guy should. We can use him like we use Abedi in a World Cup. What do you call it? In Africa Cup of Nations? Jan. What do you call him? Jan. Afenajan. They should keep him.
Oh, you still believe in Afenajan?
No, I believe in him. He can go, but he has to stay. He has to stay in the team. But he can't be on the line with these people. You should combine Inaki Williams. You should combine him with Inaki Williams and the other guy. I don't know their names now. Yeah, that was Semenyo. And what you call the Ayo should be. Ayo is not a midfielder. He's a midfield attacker. And I don't know why we always want him to come back. You see, whenever he comes back, there's nobody to contribute. You know, so whenever he comes back, there's a problem in the attackers. He gives trouble to the defenders. You know, so we should have somebody in the midfield that can contain the midfield and also produce or exchange to the other players, like a Shrub. Like everybody comes on this line is talking about Shrub. Shrub area of playing is unique. If Ghanaians have don't know, he's a unique player. Yeah, this guy, what do you call him? Mate. Mate, he cannot compare himself with a Shrub.
Rev, thank you so much. I think we are far pressed with time.
Let's invite Shrub. Please, let's invite Shrub to come and be the line. And I think apart from that, our team, they are young. So let's encourage them. Let us not booster them and give them the more, ability to express themselves. This is a training. But sometimes, last time Ghana did not do well in their training. But when they got to the South Africa, it was superb. You know that.
All right.
So thank you very
so much. Thank you. All right. I think is there someone? Ismail, you've already spoken, right? I don't think you've spoken. Let me end with you. You're the last person. Wrap things up for us. And let's get straight to the point. The goalkeepers who should start, and also the strikers who should start. Yes, let's just get to those two and
for me. Okay, good evening, everyone.
All right, evening.
Yeah, for me, I don't know why so many people was talking about striker Iñaki and Semenyo, and they forget about on the Jordan Ayew, because Jordan Ayew, for me, he was the only player that we have more experience than others player, because we take him to World Cup so many times. I don't know whether 2 or 3 times. So for me, maybe Iñaki William with this thing, Jordan can match together for me, because according to experience when Jordan have. So after the goalkeeper, if I'm talking about Jojo is a good goalkeeper, but just that he have to be trained more about the area balls and a foot. For me, when Jojo is inside pole, like with left foot, I don't think that is much okay, because he's shaking and he's not.
Versus Nicaragua, who should start?
For me, let us go with this in Ofori. Yes.
All right.
Let's just
the strikers as well. Your strikers.
The striker, I think maybe Jordan and this thing and William. For me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Interesting night. So before we go, let me get your predictions, each and every one of you. My prediction, let me start with myself. I think a 2-0 victory for Ghana is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a better performance, a better starting 11. LC Kenny, you can go next.
Yeah, to me, I'll just be expecting 3-0. The reason being that we are going to use some kind of new players, so the understanding will not be there that much. So I'm just waiting for a goal from, in fact, a debut goal from Iñaki Williams. Would I say debut? Yes, his first goal for Ghana.
His first goal, yeah.
Probably brace or more. Then I'm expecting a Ransford Yeboah on his doorstep to also put the ball at the back of the. In case Kudus plays, Kudus will also find the back of the net. So I'm just expecting some 3 goals today will be decent. I don't want us to concede. I don't want to see our goalkeeper picking the ball from the net. No.
All right, Manuel.
All right, 5-1 for Ghana.
Simple. Cricket scoreline. Cricket scoreline.
Heavy.
Inaki scoring brace and Konisdorfer brace. Then Andrea, you add one to it.
All right. Sports update.
They will just get a consolation, so don't worry.
Okay, sports update.
For me, anything above 3-0 will do. It just came to mind. I don't know if you guys remember that game. I think when Kwesi Appiah came back on the second time, we won a match by 5-0, and we saw the likes of Emmanuel Boateng and Rafael Jamina all getting goals. So, yeah, once we have new players, Charlie, they should hit the goals. They shouldn't come and join. The old people who just get 2 goals and they go and rest and be playing defensive game and stuff. You should score more goals. If you get 8 goals, score. If you get 10 goals, score like what Nigeria did.
All right. Thank you guys so much. There's one person here. Let me see if I can. Haruna, what's up? You're on. I don't know if you can hear us. Can you hear us, Haruna? Okay, I don't think Haruna can hear us. He's muted his mic. Can you hear us, Haruna? You've muted your mic. Okay, I don't think maybe he's ready to talk now. So
he's
chilling. All right. So let's remove him. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank everyone who joined the stream and was able to talk. I think we'll do this once again after the Nicaragua game. Hopefully we get a good result, and we hope that Ghana does well in that game. Thank you guys so much for joining. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, whatever is left of it, and enjoy your week. Bye.
Bye for now.